Hello, kiddos, and welcome to math class on this wonderful Thursday. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're now going to be looking at our Pearson pages, okay? So mom and dad should have printed these out for you, and this is the one we're going to look at today. So if you don't have this, if you could go grab it really quickly, that would be awesome. Okay, so go ahead and stop this video if you need to go grab it, and if you have it, we're just going to keep on trucking, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this first, okay? So again, we're looking at bar graphs, okay? So as we can see on number 1, I want everybody to put their pointer on number 1, okay? We have data over here, right? So what we want to do is we want to use bar graphs today, and we want to organize the data. Okay, so over here, as you can see, we have a baseball and we have a football. So they took their data and they organized it. So we know that we have 3 baseballs and we know that we have 2 footballs. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to look at each one, and you're going to have to listen to the questions because we're going to be asking different things like which one has more, which one has less, which ones are the same. Okay, so just by looking at this one, which football or baseball has more? As we can see that the baseball has more. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to circle the baseball because I can see that the baseball has 3 and the football has 2. Very good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to move on over here to number 2. Can everybody put their pointer finger on number 2, please? Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to look at this information and then we're going to graph it. So let's look at the ice skates and let's look at the skis. So how many ice skate do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many squares am I going to color in? 4. Very good. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I colored in 4, and now how many skis do I have? I just have 1 ski, right? So let's go ahead and let's color in just 1. Okay, so boys and girls, looking at this really quickly, it's easy to tell which one is more and which one is less, right? Remember, more is bigger and less is fewer. It's smaller, right? Okay, so I want you to look at these and I want you to circle the ice skates or the skis of the group that has less. Which one has less? Very good. So I would circle the skis. Wonderful job. Okay, so now what I would like for you to do is I would like for you to flip to this page right here. Okay, does everybody have this? Okay, boys and girls, so everybody should be looking at number 3. Let's put our pointer on number 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's organize our data for bicycles and then tricycles. So bicycles only have 2. Bi means 2, and then tri, as in tricycle, means 3. So bicycle has 2 wheels and tricycle has 3 wheels. So let's go ahead and let's organize this data. So I have 1, 2, 3 bicycles. So I'm going to color how many squares? 3. Very good. Okay, so I colored in my 3 bicycles, right? 1, 2, 3. Now, how many tricycles do I have? Ooh, I have 3 as well. Okay, boys and girls, so what does this graph tell me now? That's right, I have the same amount of bicycles that I do tricycles. Very good. So now let's swing on over to number 4, and I want you to do the same thing. I want you to count the frogs graph, and I want you to count the turtles in graph. Okay, so go ahead. Okay, so how many frogs did you have in your graph? 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. How many turtles did you have? 1, 2. Very good. So then your graph should look something like that, right? So now, boys and girls, what I want you to do is I want you to circle the animal that you had the least amount of. On number 4, circle the animal that you had the least amount of. So what does least mean? Very good. Wonderful job. Okay, kiddos, now I want you to slide on down to number 5. And now I want you to do the same thing. I want you to look at the hummingbirds and the butterflies, and I want you to graph that information, okay? And then on number 5, I want you to circle the group that has the same amount. So if they have the same, you're going to circle both of them. So let's go ahead and let's count these and let's fill this graph out together. Okay, so how many butterflies do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, so how many boxes am I going to color? 5. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so now let's count butterflies. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm sorry, not butterflies. Let's count hummingbirds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me color in my 5. Oh, snap, boys and girls, what does my graph show? That the butterflies and hummingbirds, I have the same amount. So I'm going to go ahead and just circle both of those because I have the same amount. Okay, so now let's slide on over to number 6, and I want you to do the same thing. I want you to circle I want you to fill in the graph with your snakes and with your lizards, okay? And then I want you to circle the group that has the least amount. So for number 6, it's going to be the least amount, okay? Okay, kiddos, so after number 6, then I want you to turn to this page, and you're going to do number 7, 8, 9, and 10 all by yourself, okay? And I'm going to read the directions to you, and then I want you to fill them out. So if you have a question, just rewind the video, and you can hear me ask it again, okay? So number 7, I want you to look at the data, and I want you to circle the group that has the least amount. The least amount. So you're going to do the least amount, okay? Over here, I want you to circle if they are only the same. So if they're not the same, do you circle them? No. Very good. So then down here on number 9, I want you to circle the group that has more. Okay, so least amount, same amount, and more. Okay, so then number 10, this one's really tricky, okay? So it says, draw a set of yellow counters that has 2 fewer than the red set. So you have to come over here. So they already have the graph. They want you to draw the data. So you have to draw, doesn't matter what number, but it has to have a set of yellow counters that has 2 fewer than the red counters, okay? And then I want you to graph it. Okay, kiddos, remember, if you need anything, you can call your teacher, okay? We will see you tomorrow, kiddos. Have a great day.